Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great week. We are transitioning, as you know, into our new world, faced with all the different challenges that exist in the outside world, and shifting us to really take the bull by the horns and go inward to work on ourselves. This has been the most productive and most challenging times over the last 2 or 3 years for ourselves. But I'm sure many of you have made strides in where you are in your lives. And I know for myself, when communicating with other people, there are times when people are a little bit lost and looking to go to the outside world to latch into something that creates a sense a sense of being in touch with reality. And our reality sometimes becomes our outer world, and we sometimes neglect the inner world. While you've been with me here, hello, Aaron. Nice to see you. While you've been here with me, we have the opportunity to at least go inward to try to concentrate on the journey and to elicit a feeling of inner peace, which allows you to then expose your subconscious mind, wipe away the ego aspect of yourself, and project the inner part of you to yourself and allow you to acclimate to that. Today, I want to discuss the subject of unconditional love, which is not what most of us experience. I don't think any of us, to some extent, know what unconditional love is. I can speak for myself. Having gone through conditional love with my parents, it brought me to a place of, hello, Mabel, brought me to a place of finding unconditional love through my grandmother. And as we look in our lives, we either have parents or guardians who raise us in a way of conditioning us to behave a certain way. In other words, if you do this, you get that. If you act this way, you get this reward. If you act that way, you don't get that reward. And not only is it individual, but it also is specific to different siblings or people in a specific family. And people are sometimes used to condition people to keep them in a certain role or place in a family or directly, so that nobody steps out of line. And the basic fear of conditioning people is to have a sense of control over others, either through the basis of fear or to keep family loyalties going in a certain way so that nobody's feathers are ruffled and nothing is exposed. And the unconditional aspect creates a sense of shame. Now, the subject of shame doesn't only exist within the family structure. Sometimes we're born with a sense of shame of not deserving, the deservability of what we are able to have or what we need, or what steps away from what we've been taught. We can agree at this point, I'm sure that you've heard the concept of loving ourselves. And loving ourselves is a difficult journey because it's going from the brain to the heart. And it's a short distance from the brain to the heart. That distance of opening our heart up to life and to ourselves becomes difficult. The inability to really be by yourself without distracting yourself is one of the symptoms of the inability to sit with oneself, the inability to not, I'd say, hate yourself, but find a middle ground of loving oneself unconditionally. We see ourselves through life through the eyes of other people, and through the eyes of other people, we follow the pattern of what other people have expectations for us, and many of it is the feeling of we're not deserving of the love unless we do something. And what we do, we take this type of programming into the outer world, into relationships, where we look for people who then elicit what we experience with our parents and try to mimic or repeat these patterns, so that the only way I can feel loved, or you can feel loved, or another person can feel loved, is by the same exact ways that we were shown love. And it could be through a drama, and it could be drama that distracts from love. In other words, people can't give love, so they create drama and fights. They create a sense of guilt, and they draw people back into the fight, and then it recycles itself. And then this repeats itself when a person finds a relationship. When a person finds boredom in a relationship, where they find things sometimes stagnant, people have sense of anxiety because there's nothing stirring the pot in order to stir up the emotions that are sitting within the subconscious mind of a person who has gone through these specific conflicts in life. So really what we want to do is take inventory of our own selves, understand the concept of self-love, of what it means to love ourselves, not the way our parents loved us or other people loved us, but the way we want to love ourselves. And this requires cutting cords away from people. This requires us to reestablish in our mind a new paradigm of what we believe to be who we are, not what other people told us, not what other people, how people treat us, not the games that people drag us into in order for us to just sustain ourselves at this level. No, we want to find a place of unconditional love for ourselves, love ourselves, even despite the fact that other people don't like us for the things we like, or for the things we believe in, or the things that we're challenging. And this goes in a family, this goes at work, this goes amongst friends, and this goes in society. And sometimes being alone forces us to love ourselves unconditionally. And if you ever notice in your lives, like certain people, that there's a certain pattern of trying to get close to people, and certain times they reject you or they push you away. It's not to turn into the victim mindset. It's more or less to turn into the empowerment mindset, where you take your power back, you draw upon all your strengths and resources, and you say, okay, now I'm going to have to learn to love myself. In other words, I have to commit myself to me, which is difficult when we felt that others didn't truly commit to us with unconditional ways. Everything was a condition. If you do this, you get that. If you act this. And so we go through life acting this way. All right. Let's move on to the journey of unconditional love. In other words, what does unconditional love mean to you? How can you establish unconditional love? What do you need to do to love yourself? All these are the types of questions you can ask yourself as we go on this journey. So I hope you are in a place where you can take part in this, where you're not driving a car or operating machinery. And what I'd like you to do now is to take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. And let's go on our journey. You're walking on a beautiful path. All the paths we walk on are beautiful. The sun is shining brightly directly in front of you as you walk forward. You trudge through the path that you're walking on, breathing in fresh air. Birds chirping in trees, and you look up. And the sun hits you directly in your face and shines on you. And up ahead in the distance is a beautiful green grassy valley. And you walk through the valley, the grass to your knees. And the wind blows and creates like a wave design over this field as you look forward, up ahead. This valley goes on forever. As you walk along, as the This pasture of openness becomes hilly. Below is an opening into the ground. A cavernous area, and you walk into it. And it's a long cave you've walked through, which requires you to go back. And you think as you walk through this cave about the times in your life and the conditions of love shown to us by our parents or guardians. And the moments we had to act a certain way in order to get something, which was their attention, their love. To feel special. And we think of the people in our lives, perhaps very rare but special people, who treated us unconditionally. They gave us love for just being ourselves. And as you walk further, you come out of this cave. And to the right is an animal, perched, sitting, waiting for you. What animal do you see? And I look at the animal. You take a deep breath in, and it gazes at you. And you open your eyes and you ask the animal about unconditional love, what it means, how to love oneself, anything that requires you to take inventory, to go back to your true essence, to love you. Not the image of what others thought you should be, or the roles you needed to play, but just you. And you listen. the animal for giving you this opportunity. You thank it. And you walk back. You walk back through the cave. And you assimilate what you were told. And up ahead you see the opening to the grassy field. The waves of grass in front of you as you exit the cave. And you walk through the grass. And you smell the fresh grass. The sun is at your back. And you walk back into the forest. And you as you walk ahead, there's a big granite stone. And you put your hands on it. And you exchange energy between the rock and yourself. And all the anxiety and stress of yesterday is removed. And you release your hands and continue on out of the forest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Move your hands. Move your feet. When you can, open your eyes and come back into the room. Okay, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Aaron, Maybell, Christabel, thank you. It's an interesting concept for us to develop or to work on the concept of self-love, of conditional love for ourselves. So it really starts with ourselves, no matter what we do, and no matter who we try to grasp onto or change out of world. The only person we can really change in order to make effects long lasting for ourselves and the people that we spend time with is to work on ourselves. No matter how much we demand of other people or ask of other people, it requires us to go into our own pain and into our own role that we were taught to play in order to get love, attention, affection, whatever it may be, and to rewire ourselves to understand that we no longer have to attach ourselves to the story that was told in the past that conditioned us a certain way. We can begin loving ourselves. It's an easy journey because, as we said, going from the brain, the ego mind, the conditioned mind to the unconditional heart, our own heart, requires work, but it requires us to go inward. And these are the perfect times for us to focus back onto ourselves and to learn how to love ourselves. All right. I hope you all love yourself this week, today. And thanks for giving me the opportunity for taking part and doing this drumming session. It's fulfilling to me to be able to share this information and to give you an opportunity to go to places that you normally wouldn't go. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great week. And remember, nurture nature, because nature nurtures us. And keep in mind that we're all walking each other home. Our soul lives on forever. Our body at one point will stop, but we're here to learn and help each other grow. Have a great day.